Today on Keto Culinary, I'll show you how to make a chicken thigh with rosemary garlic pan sauce. The first step in getting the chicken ready for the pan is to get it as dry as possible. So grab a paper towel and blot off as much moisture as you can. The drier you get the chicken, the better the skin will crisp up when you go to cook it. Then season it with salt and pepper and you're ready to get started. In a cast iron skillet over medium-high heat, put in a half tablespoon of butter and then your chicken thigh skin side down until the skin turns a nice golden brown color. Then flip the thigh over and cook for a few minutes before placing it into a 350-degree oven. The first ingredient we need for our pan sauce is rosemary. So grab a fresh stalk, take the leaves off, and finely mince a half tablespoon's worth. Next we have fresh chives, and again we need a half tablespoon's worth, so go ahead and finely dice that as well. Thirdly, we have fresh thyme, and to pull the leaves off of thyme, just place your fingers at the root of the stem and pull downward, and the leaves should just strip right off. And once you strip those off, give them a rough cut, and we need a half tablespoon of that as well. And the last of the 4 herbs that are used in this pan sauce is parsley. So go ahead and strip the leaves from the stem and give it a rough chop. And we need a half tablespoon of that, just like we did with the other herbs. Building on the herbs for the pan sauce, we're going to add 1/4 of an onion that we're going to finely chop. Then take 1 peeled clove of garlic, give it a good whack, and finely mince it up. Next we have 1/4 of a cup of a dry white wine, which will add maybe 2 carbs, 1/4 of a cup of chicken stock, and then shake into that some powdered gelatin, which will improve the texture and consistency of the sauce. Once your chicken has reached an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, remove from the oven and wrap in tin foil, allowing it to rest as you prepare your pan sauce. In the pan that you were using previously to cook the chicken, over medium heat, add 1 tablespoon of butter and your chopped onion, and saute until they just begin to turn brown. And be sure to scrape the bottom of the pan with your wooden spatula, also known as deglazing, which will essentially scrape up all that brown gunk, which will add an amazing flavor to your sauce. Then add another tablespoon of butter and your garlic, and saute for another minute or so before adding your broth, wine, and gelatin mixture. And while that simmers, you can also add a pinch of xanthan gum to further thicken the sauce if you would prefer so. And lastly, add your fresh herbs and saute until the sauce thickens up to your own preferences. And once your pan sauce is finished, go ahead and unwrap your chicken, plate it, and with a very sharp knife, cut some slits into the top of it to allow better penetration of your pan sauce. And then, as neatly as possible, pour your sauce over the chicken. And that's it. Go ahead and season it with salt and pepper to your liking, and you're done.